This stupid.
Why does Band-Aid keep casting Spare the Dying on himself over and over again?
What happened?
Spare me. Spare me. Spare me.
We got echoes.
Oh.
Echo.
Oh, hold on. Let me see what is going on here.
I don't hear anything.
Hello, Internet. Let me fix some... It's been nothing but audio, or everything that could possibly go wrong tonight has been going wrong. I'm not even kidding.
Oh, I didn't know we were live.
Yeah, we're live.
Hello, world. This is your ass. This is my first time doing anything with my face exposed, like ever, like my whole life.
My whole life, I've never shown my face until this day.
I've only ever worn a paper bag over my head.
I've always been a vigilante of the internet.
All right, Loco, are you still hearing an echo on your end?
Yes, I am.
Okay, god damn it. Do you have the stream audio on?
I do not.
Huh, that's strange. It's very weird. I don't understand why.
Okay, it's not doing it now.
Okay, cool. Let's see. All right, everybody, we are live. Finally, it's every type of technical program issue you could possibly think of has happened, and here we are. We'll get right into it. The party had successfully managed to survive and make their way through the first part of the adventures of the Yawning Portal. They finished the Sunless Citadel. They were approached by a elven lady who needed them for a side quest. And then they went and did said side quest things, and they just now arrived, or we ended last session where they arrived back at the Yawning Portal, and there's somebody that was waiting for them, watching from the balconies, and that is pretty much where we will pick up.
What is the person on the balcony wearing?
This person on the balcony, she has her arms crossed and she's leaning right onto the balcony, and she's staring down into the hole. She is dark-skinned. She's wearing armor that appears to have been repaired several times. You can see hammer marks around the scrapes that are on the armor. It looks like it's been buffed and rebuffed and polished, but there's just, it's not flat and pretty anymore. And so it looks like it's been worn through a campaign or two. She has a white bandana tied around her forehead, and she has black curly hair tied into a ponytail behind her head. She has red and white garb underneath the armor. Across her back is slung a large crossbow. And she is seemingly lost in thought and just staring into the blackness below.
What if we just ignore her, guys?
I mean...
What if we just pretend like she never existed and just went to our rooms? Is that such a bad idea?
Probably not going to end well.
We should
Where
probably
is the balcony?
find out.
Is it on the north side of the map, south, east?
The balcony goes
is
around the entire hole.
Yeah, it doesn't really show very well on this particular map, but it's up there.
In the Yawning Portal Tavern, there's a whole second and third story.
Yeah.
And the balcony goes around the whole on both those levels.
Okay.
Yeah.
Borg, what do you think?
Question is, does Borg really pay attention or notice?
Do you care? That's the real question.
Yeah, right.
Borg, are you okay? You seem out of it.
Borg. Borg tired. Borg hurt. Need a rest.
It's late at night.
Understandable. Bandit, you're wise. Should we approach said person?
Go right ahead.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Now,
I will head up
believe,
to the balcony.
I believe she was pointed out to you by the barmaid.
Yeah.
And so maybe you noticed her beforehand, and you might have seen her and thought she was maybe an odd-looking person, and then the barmaid walked up and actually pointed her out and said, "That woman up there has been asking about you guys, but she hasn't bought a drink all night."
Mm-hmm.
And then when you look back at her, you notice that she's staring right at your group. Instead of looking down into the hole, she's looking at you guys.
Well, it's rude for her not to buy a drink. I'll buy a drink in her stead.
And when she sees you, she kind of shifts in her spot. And then when she makes a praising, looks at you. And then gestures with one leather-gloved hand toward, come this way.
You see the goblin do the same thing.
Gesturing down.
The green hand, yes.
She kind of smiles, but she stays where she's at. And she refolds her arms and just stares back into the hole.
Something
I
seems off
think she
about
has
her.
beckoned you to come to her.
Why is it whenever I make a bad decision, speaking too soon, but a bad decision, I always just hear your voice. I'll head up to the balcony, wherever that may lead, stairwise, and head over to this person.
Okay. What's your race again? What do you look like? What do you look like as you're walking up?
I have a longbow on my back that's probably as big as my body. I
That doesn't
have
exactly
a
seem
rat
impressive.
coat that's also on my back, and it looks like it's disgusting. I have a toad on top of my head named Toby.
Toby.
And I have a scimitar and a shield, and that's it. And I guess you hear me jingle a lot of coin on the way up.
All right. This armored knight turns. She has one arm leaning against the balcony. And as you walk up, you say anything?
Lovely weather we're having, right?
She glances up, trying to see if there are any windows. If she seems a little confused, she says, "Weather. Sure. Are you the leader of the bunch?"
Yes, I am. I'm the one they call Verm.
What do you think? What do you think, Bash? Is there a deception check called for here?
Oh,
Or
I'm
is
lying
he the
my
leader
ass
of the
off.
bunch? All right.
I mean, if you
why,
want me to roll a deception check,
why don't I
I'll roll
make
it.
an insight check?
You can make an insight check. Go for it.
Should I make a roll too, or no?
Deception?
Yeah, roll persuasion there, Verm. You don't have to do it in the
Yeah,
tower.
sure.
This is just all RP goofing around.
Yes!
All right.
All right,
So,
Zosa,
she's-
you believe
Yeah.
wholeheartedly that in his mind he believes he's the leader.
Okay. So Zosa stands up, and she makes a slight bow towards you, and she says, "Well then, looks are certainly deceiving." And she kneels down on one knee to reach your eye level, and she extends a leather gloved hand. She says, "It is a pleasure to meet you. My name is Sosamo Spaki, and I am at your service." And she goes to shake your hand.
Sure, I'll shake your hand as well.
She has a very strong handshake.
I don't.
She can tell. But she doesn't think less of you for it. She does not think less of you. And she
Strong,
goes.
huh?
She stands back up, and she says, "Is there a place that you consider safe so we can discuss the looming business ahead?"
Well, anywhere safe other than that damn hole you're looking into. I mean,
And she leans over the balcony, and she points down into the hole, and she says, "That is the looming business."
yeah, we've been down there. It's not so sunshine and lollipop as you would think.
And she nods.
Have you seen a black sword?
Her eyes kind of squint for a second, and she just puts her finger up to her mouth as if to say, "Shh, not here." And she says again, "Is there a place we can go to talk? I don't want to do this here."
We have rooms, don't we? That we rented. Yeah. I mean, we can go to one of the rooms, and it would be kind of uncomfortable of having us all in there, but we could do that, I guess.
Anywhere you like.
Sure. Yeah, we'll just lead her
I
to.
don't like being in a big place like this.
I mean, fair enough, I guess. Just kind of make my way over to the group and tell them to. We're gonna have to make a small talk somewhere else.
She follows you. She kind of
this is-
clanks as she walks. She's not very quiet or subtle.
This is.
Go ahead.
This is. How do you say your name again? That's not in person. That's in game.
Are we with everybody else now?
Yeah, I'm introducing you to the party.
All right. So she's going through one by one, making introductions as she can. Zosamo Speki. She nods and bows respectfully as she goes one by one, shaking hands.
Dos Equis?
Mospeki. Mospeki.
Okay.
I would drink a Dos Equis, but
Yeah, she would like to discuss a matter, so maybe we should go to more private quarters. Band-Aid, do you want to go to one of the rooms?
I was asking your leader here if there was a place we could go.
Yes, I am the leader.
And she kind of she winks at whoever laughs the most.
Probably me.
She doesn't wink at you.
Yeah, fair enough.
Wait, was
I
that
know
Vern?
Yen really likes to think I'm the leader of this group too.
And which one is Yen? Which one are you?
The Asgard fighter on the left. She has a black coat.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
is
she
that-
is
Cloak and hood.
Rayax's character.
she is
Yeah.
kind of she's kind of just like catatonic, staring at the bar at the moment
Oh,
because her
I recognize that
player is not here.
oh, I don't recognize that look. I was about to RP with an AFK.
Well, Torrent, please stop drinking. We need to go places. You have problems, man.
She
Get another round over here.
Can we bring one to the room?
You got it. Another bar, another round coming up.
I think Zosa might be regarding Borg with a little trepidation, possibly because of his race.
Don't blame me. We just met him. He really wants to eat my frog.
Zosa has completely ignored the frog.
How dare you?
Goblin talk too much.
Dobby looks yummy.
Camilla says, Dernan, darling, could you get me another drink as well, please?
Of course.
Camilla, by the way, definitely laughed when you referred to Verm as the leader.
Yeah.
And who you see, Zosa, is like a slender, kind of ethereal-looking, pale elven woman with very long, wavy silver hair that is also up in a ponytail, not unlike yourself. But she looks to be unarmed and is just leaning back on the bar. She's kind of like sitting on a stool, leaning against the bar and looking at the rest of the room. She's kind
Don't
of
let looks deceive you. She will kill you.
Zosa looks down at Verm.
There you go.
Don't worry, I have her under control since I'm the leader.
Zosa nods and just whispers, "Many things can kill us without us knowing." Zosa walks up to the elf here. She bows. She extends a hand. She says, "You may be one of the first elves I have met here in Waterdeep."
She extends her hand and shakes your hand as well, and you can tell that her grip maybe not as strong as yours, but not weak by any means. And she says, "I'm surprised to hear that. From what I understand, in Waterdeep there are many of my kind. Perhaps you simply have not met them yet."
She shakes her head. "No, I don't think so. I have not spent much time among the locals. It's a very strange, very different place."
With that, I believe I can agree.
"Are you from Waterdeep, or from the forest without?"
Oh no, I'm not from this area.
I don't think any of us are except Torrent.
I would turn to Zosa and I would say that I'm a local, not to this area, but I've been here once or twice.
She goes to introduce herself, shakes your hand. "I have not met someone who looks like you before. You
No,
have a liquid demeanor about you."
He almost
thank you,
drowned.
I guess.
He was almost drowned.
Well, I see that you've met our goblin friend.
Leader.
You have a very interesting taste for leadership.
Oh, yeah.
She has a very Zosa has a very serious face. Like, it doesn't seem like bullshit when she says it. Take that as you will.
Yeah. So, should we go talk in private now?
She nods. Zosa says, "Yes, please. If we have any sense of urgency, if we have any time to spare, you know. Where have you been all day?"
To be quite honest, I don't even know myself. We went to people's hometown and dealt with certain individuals that aren't exactly good, or maybe they were good and we're bad. We don't really quite know.
She nods. She says, "Okay, so you were not down in the dungeon."
I mean, we've been there. We just went back up.
"I was afraid that I had missed you. I did not want to go alone. Nobody here wanted to go with me."
Well, you met crazy people.
There were fights. It was not my place to stop them. Not tonight.
Fair enough. And what exactly do you do?
She looks around, Seems like she's judging the people who might be listening. And she seems satisfied. She leans in. She says, I have been hired as your bodyguard. Your employer, he told me, you have trouble staying alive. So I am here to keep you alive, keep you safe. So I am at your service to keep you safe.
Thank you,
This is
Doseki.
why I was so worried. This is why I was so worried that I missed you. I thought you already went down into the dungeon without me on my first day. I am very glad you are here.
One of
Band-Aid
us
looks at-
isn't.
Band-Aid looks at Camilla and kind of whispers, "Good. The new babysitter is here."
I suppose that means my work is nearly done.
Hopefully it does for me.
I would like to speak with you before you head off, but go have your little meeting. I'll be right here.
I don't think Zosa noticed that conversation at all. She's basically trying to figure out when's the next time you guys are going to be meeting up to get started with wherever you guys are going next, because she doesn't
probably
really
in
have
the
any
morning.
information.
We're probably thinking about going down there in the morning. Not right now. I mean, just look at this bugbear. I mean, he is.
She kind of
He's just drinking with wounds everywhere. He's bleeding on the bar. I mean, I don't know what to say.
And
Oh,
you
really?
notice that nobody else here really finds that odd or out of
Yeah.
place here.
I mean, we might want to be in a better state of mind before we head down there.
Yeah. So if anybody's
least
actually
physically.
injured,
Yeah.
If anybody's actually injured, then Zosa might actually want to help with that right away.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
they're not like bleeding out, but they're not feeling good.
Okay.
We just came back from interesting situations presented to us. But
That's one way to put it.
we might have almost died a couple of times, but hey, that's nothing new with us. Would you like to head to the room real quick and discuss this? Band-Aid, I see you. You're tall. You're not hiding from me.
Nor have I tried.
Would like to ask Durnan if he's got a private room that we can use.
We have our own rooms.
Oh well, like a bigger room that we can all fit in.
Need a big room. There's one up on the 3rd floor you should be able to use. Don't fall off the balcony.
That's good advice.
Do I still have to pay the 1 gold down if I fall in?
Yes.
All right, and I won't fall.
Yeah, and why did you guys go from white to pupils?
You
If
better
you
throw it on
fall-
your way down, otherwise you owe me 2 on the way back up.
Oh, okay.
And he
Sounds
makes
about
sure to
right.
collect his debts. Just,
I don't want to cross Durnan.
I don't either. He did save our life.
And who's Durnan?
The bartender.
Bartender,
okay.
the owner of the Yawning Portal.
Okay.
He's a good person. He's helped us out a lot, especially with one of our late members that sadly didn't make it up here.
Hmm.
Yes.
Well, he made it up here, just not alive.
I am sorry about your loss.
Yeah. Just makes you a good bodyguard.
Zosa doesn't flinch at this.
Yeah, I mean.
I do.
Yeah. Well, let's head to somewhere else real quick.
Back upstairs.
Yeah, sure. That's fine.
All right. So we get upstairs and we can cut through all the role play, but what is what have you guys done so far? I think I also would want to know, like, she was told that you guys were searching for some kind of magical artifact, something called a black sword or something like that.
Yeah,
So she would want to
cleared
know, like, what your progress was.
we cleared a citadel and killed people, goblins and kobolds and a dragon. That was about it.
And a tree. Don't forget the tree.
We also did kill a tree. The cleric killed a tree, but we haven't really found any leads necessarily. I mean, we made it down a little bit, but I'm sure it leads down farther. Based on how
So
everybody
it's-
talks about this place.
So they think that the artifact is in the hole, somewhere.
Yeah,
And you are just
somewhere
exploring
down.
until you find it.
Yeah.
Are there
So we
any
can get
clues
paid.
about who it belongs to?
No,
Honestly,
just
that
just a
is
black
fine.
shiny sword. I'm glad somebody else gets it too.
The way I see it, the more coveted something is, the more dangerous it is. The less you know about something you are looking for, it could be good, it could be bad. But in my line of work, most of the time it is bad. So if we find it, and then it's out of our hands and we get paid for it, this is the best outcome possible.
I certainly agree. Especially about the getting paid part.
How far down have you gone?
I mean, to be quite honest, I don't know how deep this goes, so I
Is
mean, we
it-
made it down to a citadel pretty much, and that was about, and a little bit below that, and that was it.
Is it a trip that can be completed in one day? Or do we need to pack provisions for staying down there for days?
I think we need to prepare to stay down there days, but to get where we were, it was a day. I'm pretty sure, or less than a day. But
Okay.
we've shared our times down there, and we've slept there a couple of times. So it wouldn't be bad to prepare to do that again.
It seems like this will be rather straightforward. Just keeping you alive. Seems like it will be the hard part. And she kind of smiles and she pats you on the shoulder.
Thanks.
Do you have any questions for me before we get started tomorrow?
Are you a more of a hit, like smashing, shooting kind of person, or a spellcaster?
And she raises an eyebrow. Spellcaster? No. And she takes the heavy crossbow off her back, and just hefts it in front of you. It's at least as big as you are, probably twice as heavy. She says, "This is how I get my point across." And then she slings it back across her back.
Fair enough.
And this too, and she bangs on her chest armor, which just has like huge scratches that have been fixed and then scratched again, then fixed, and little armored little bumps and dents all over it. Her clothing actually looks a little bit old and tattered, like she hasn't had a fresh change of clothes in a long time. She also
Hey, no
looks
judgment
like,
here.
She looks
Me
like
either.
she's been traveling for a long time.
No judgment here. Me too. I mean, we don't really care about appearances, more of what you're capable of doing. I mean,
No,
look
I
at
can-
look at.
Look
I
at
mean-
Borg over there.
I was gonna say, look at that tall beast over there. He saved our life a couple times, so I mean, obviously he's reliable.
Good. I have served with and against bugbears. They are very fearsome.
Yes, they are. We've killed a couple too. I mean, sorry, Borg, not not good bugbears, but bad bugbears. I'm sure you understand.
And she, every now and then, she's just staring at him and just kind of like biting her lip nervously. And you can't really tell why.
Borg, can
but-
you promise you won't hurt the nice lady?
As long as she does not attempt to hurt me or any of you,
I guess that's
I
fair.
will not hurt her.
She looks at you and she says, "That would go against my covenant. Cannot harm anyone in my charge. Unless they give me good cause."
Once a mind flare takes over their body. Yeah.
Not cool,
We're not
man.
supposed to
Not
know what
cool.
those are.
Not cool. Sorry. Too soon?
It wasn't my character, so.
Yeah, I know.
Meta.
Yes. Well,
I think Zosa's
We're-
ready to call it a night. If you guys
we're
are.
we definitely are. We've had a very long day. Some, especially, had a long day. Isn't that right, Borg?
Yes.
Would you like me to do anything for your wounds before you end your night?
And nothing like a good old night rest.
If you are able to, that would be appreciated.
All right. In that case, Zosa can cast Cure Wounds twice, so we can do that live. Give me just a second.
So you are a spellcaster. You lied to me.
Zosa doesn't know what that means, though. Now, do I just drag this die onto him?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So
Or
one
you can
casting
I think.
and 2 castings, and you can see the wounds closing up as she mutters a very quiet prayer. If you're listening closely, you might be able to determine that she's praying to a god called Helm.
Oh no, we have another band-aid.
And if you want to make a religion check, you can try to determine who Helm is, unless you
I
already
don't
know out of character,
Just-
because you cheated.
Cheated.
Cheated is such a strong word.
I don't really think Verm would care.
Okay. Oh, I was talking to Borg. She goes right up to him.
Excuse me.
All the trepidation she had kind of goes away when she kind of shifts into her caring mindset. And she asks, "Do you need more?"
You'll put a hand on your shoulder and go, thank you. That you've helped me greatly.
You will sleep
No,
better
I-
tonight.
I do not need any more.
You're easily like 2 or 3 feet taller, right? She's only 5'8".
Yeah, he's like 7.
Yeah.
7 something.
Gotcha. Whoa. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm looking at a bug. I just noticed. Never mind.
A bunch of
That's
shadows
probably-
rolling in the.
No, well,
Shadow.
the shadows directed my attention to someone's absurdly high number of hit points, but I'm just gonna shut my mouth.
Yeah. By the way, Jeff, Sam doesn't have a sheet.
I was gonna wait till everybody was done talking, but yeah, I don't have my sheet in FG.
Let's see.
So Yen is dead. Another
Yep.
another
Oh
another
no,
kill.
not Yen.
Another
Okay, you
one
should be able
bites
to claim it.
dust.
Whew.
Zachary X.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh my
Do
god.
James
Do I
on
need
your-
to exit out and come back in to see it?
No,
You look like
if you close out the character
There we go.
area, it should show back up.
Yep, got it. Thanks.
Well, Yen, like we were discussing, we're probably going to be heading off in the morning, unless you have other plans.
Not unless Jeff wants to let me roll my die for
No.
finding good stuff again.
It's a little late at night, and you're kind of tired. You got other things to go on.
Yeah.
And...
I'm ready to go in the morning.
Okay.
Zosa will go back to the balcony And she'll probably be the last one to bed.
Well, have fun looking into the abyss. It's not worth it. Trust me.
Okay,
She
at
turns to you.
about
Oh,
this
go ahead.
time, you hear in a table over about 20, 30 feet from you, a bunch of people that are just kind of sitting around there. You start to hear a commotion kind of come to be, and one particularly like more adept type individual just kind of shoves one of the servers towards the entrance to the well there, and I mean, you know, they're like sitting there like balancing, trying to make sure they don't fall over, and I need everybody to roll me initiative.
No, no.
All right.
Oh.
Hey, I'm somewhat good at that. Never mind.
Ooh.
I wish I'm a good role in convincing Huxley I'm the leader.
Is there a second floor map?
No, not yet.
Or is that even
you're
gonna be necessary?
yeah, it's not gonna be necessary. You're downstairs, so.
All right.
Oh, damn, they're close. I don't like that. Can we say that they were across the bar? No, just.
All right, Borg, it is your turn. What do you do?
What does the smart board do?
Turns, faces them, lets out this loud howl as he rages, and will go.
This is perfect rage music.
I know.
Yeah.
It's
I
perfect.
could just
Sets
see
the
like the
mood.
ballet of
Yeah,
blood.
you killed the mood.
No, that's perfect.
I can feel
very
it
like
channeling
sardonic.
all of my anger.
I
You're
feel
drunk,
pretty. Oh,
sir.
so pretty.
Actually, you are preparing to fight, Caleb.
And will attack the bandit captain.
Can you see it? Like this hideous fight breaking out with this music.
And I pass my turn.
Turn it up. This is my jam.
Could Zosa regard the mood of this altercation as it's getting started here? Are these guys looking at us, or are they fighting amongst themselves?
Well, they're looking at you now.
I was gonna say it's a
Yeah.
huge great axe. It almost hits one of them.
What was there anybody else involved in the altercation other than the ones around this table?
No, just the server that got shoved towards the Yawning Portal entrance.
Gotcha. Oh, okay. So the server got shoved. Okay. I think Zosa. Zosa's going to move forward. Did you want to lock tokens?
I can.
So I know that all the DMs are different. I don't know if you wanted to lock tokens or are we free to move them?
For little things like this,
All right.
yeah, it's not that big of a deal.
Zosa will yell at them, and she'll say, "Don't start something you know you can't finish. This man will rip you to pieces. Get out now, or face the consequences." And she'll make an intimidate check against the bandit captain. But it probably gets lost in the noise as he bellowed. We'll see. Yeah. And she will pull out a hand axe from her belt, which was concealed in the clothing, and she'll end her turn.
All right, the bandit captain will look towards. Let's see, what was that? Borg is right there, and just be like, I don't think you want to mess with. Ah! That's an auto
Oh.
miss. And that's a miss. All
And
right.
Borg's gonna laugh.
That's kind of terrifying.
Right.
Exactly.
And let's see. It is about this time that you see and hear a familiar face. Step out from behind the bar.
Uh-oh.
You see
Oh,
Durnan just reach up and grab that big great sword that he has. And he just start calmly, like if this is nothing. Just starts walks right over here next to these guys, and without even saying a word, just starts swinging at them.
Get him, Durnan. Shiny sword time.
ooh.
Jesus. Good thing he's on our side, right?
Yeah.
20 damage.
Zosa leans over to Verm. He's on our side,
Oh,
right?
God. Yeah. Hopefully.
Bandit captain goes down, and Durnan's barely even breaking a sweat. Captain goes down, and he uses his next attack, or his final attack, at Bandit 1.
Level 20 freaking
30. Hope 30 hits.
Yup. And, he's just like, it's been a while. Action surge.
No! No. They're all gonna die. Jesus. They didn't even have a chance.
Nope.
They never had a chance.
No, they didn't.
Camilla's like cheering him on.
Zosa is staring in horror.
I called her money.
I'm pretty sure Durnan calls their money.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure too. Drinks on the dead.
There you go. Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
You literally see Durnan single-handedly go in there and absolutely wreck house with every single one of them without
In-
any problem.
In 6 seconds, he
He
killed
pulls
5.
his. He looks at his big, You've seen this great sword. It's hanging up on the wall behind the bar, behind Durnan. He just kind of grabs a rag off the table, wipes it clean again, kind of looks up at you all and is like, nobody starts shit in my bar. And just walks right behind the bar, puts the sword back up where it was.
Believe it or
says-
not, I was
Sorry.
tempted to steal that sword at one point. I'm really glad I didn't.
I mean, you can certainly try.
Not now.
Zosa puts her hand axe away. Turns to you guys. Says, this place is more dangerous than I thought. Almost as dangerous as where I come from. I will see you in the morning. And she turns and heads upstairs.
She thought that was dangerous. Well, is it time to go to sleep? Is everybody on the same page?
Definitely.
You also need to finish talking with Camilla because you all haven't really had your
about
chance
finishing
to.
her.
Meanwhile, Camilla's like leaning over the bar, like, Donan, you didn't leave me any to play with. What a disappointment.
Sometimes, it's. I don't get
She's
to
like
have as
examining
much
her
fun.
long nails that are all painted and nice, and she's like, I didn't even get to break sweat.
He's just like, well, their bodies are still over there if you want to, I don't know. I don't care. Just get them out of here. But
I could take care of that for you, darling.
I guess I could change the music now that we're not in battle.
I mean,
I
it's
don't know, I
pretty,
like
it's
it for
pretty
this
metal.
call.
Could the volume come down a little bit? It's tough to
Yeah.
hear the voices over the music.
Yeah.
It's like I'm playing Doom in Durnan's bar.
Yes.
Right?
It's,
The
Can we?
Doom
Can we do
Slayer.
that as like a one-off?
yeah.
That would be
Possibly
so much
could.
fun.
Level 20
I'm
gunslinger.
just saying, right?
Just the
Durnan
party
just
of
killed
level
like
20
6 people in less than like 6 seconds. So
Camilla's jelly AF.
I mean,
She's
that's a
super,
bad view.
super jealous.
Yeah, I should have bought power armor with my starting gold. Shit.
You right.
I couldn't find the
plate
power armor.
Right. You're right.
You right.
well, Camilla, does that mean our contract is done?
I would say for now, yes. I would like to call on all of you again in the future.
If we survive, then sure.
I'm sure you will, darling. I won't be far.
I'm sure you'll find us.
Indeed.
Maybe next
Indeed.
time it'll be better than circumstances than coming up with a dead friend.
Hopefully that is not the case again anytime soon. But there are more artifacts to find, and once I locate them, I will call on you again.
All right. Well, goodbye. I'll give you a handshake. It's 1 liter to another.
She will indulge Verm and shake his hand. Kind of looking like over at the rest of them like,
Yeah.
Does Borg hear her or hear him say that to her? That he's the leader.
Well, I didn't say that. It was just more of like a handshake.
Oh,
I didn't say like leader to leader handshake. It was like
okay, so Verm didn't actually like say those words.
no. It was just what he was thinking.
Okay.
Out loud.
She probably would have laughed at you.
Yeah, he was thinking out loud.
Just more of like a shock doctor. Yeah.
So she kind of looks around to the rest of you, and kind of gives a nod to Yen, since they didn't really get a lot of time to talk, but knows that Yen is probably really tired from everything, and kind of looks to Band-Aid, and I'm sure I will see you around.
Good night, my lady.
Good night to you as well. And she kind of, respectful bow to all of you, and probably goes to wherever she's staying. Probably not here.
Do you take the bodies with you?
I would say that she definitely like recruits some people in the bar to gather stuff up for Durnan. It doesn't seem like an out of place thing for her to be here bossing people around. That's what she does.
Each to their own, I guess.
Indeed.
It's what leaders
All right.
do.
It
It
is.
is. It is what leaders do. I would know.
All right, you guys.
I totally wasn't bossed to go up there. I was.
Oh boy. All right, so the party is going to go upstairs to get some much needed rest.
I think so.
All right. So with that being said, Mandy, if you want to hang out more, you're more than welcome to. If you want to go and crash, because I know you have your game starting tomorrow.
Yeah. I'll be in chat, but I'll hop out of the Skype to make it easier for you guys.
Okay. Again, thank you for hopping in, guest starring, NPCing, however you want to put it. Tomorrow night we'll be starting the a new Friday game that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these current players are quite familiar with. It's the new series for Dragon Heist. Starts tomorrow.
Yep, 9 p.m. Eastern time on the Praetor's Reject channel. So I will be one of the main characters there. So I hope to see you all then.
Awesome.
May the Lamia guide your group.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, guys. See you
All right,
next
enjoyed
time.
see you,
being
Mandy.
here.
Have a good one.
See you.
And just like that, the elf just poofs.
Poof. Magic. Gone.
Magic, what's that?
Magical. Okay, guys. So, you go upstairs. You get... Nope, that one. A long rest. Much needed after everything that the party has been through for 8 sessions.
Yeah.
Comfortable beds and everything of the sort. You get up the next morning. You head downstairs. Like where you saw Dernan just absolutely eviscerate people that were, causing trouble in his tavern. Doesn't even seem like anything happened there. Just everything is like all cleaned up, like nothing ever happened, and he's standing there behind the bar, just cleaning bugs and tankards, and you see that big greatsword still hanging up on the wall, like nothing ever happened to it.
Well, I erased that from my mind. What about you guys?
I hope he doesn't use that same rag for his bugs.
It adds
Hopefully not.
flavor for it.
Tori, you drinking a lot here too, so that'd be really bad for you, huh?
Let's not talk about it. Sorry, I brought it up.
Are you hungover at all, or you just been drinking nonstop?
I'm okay.
Oh. Fair enough. Well, try to find Dos Equis down in the...
Oh, Zosa's she's already been up. She's having breakfast at the bar. She's drinking water.
For breakfast? Just water?
She also has like bacon and eggs and shit.
I just thought it would be really funny if she's just drinking water for breakfast. And that was it.
That's different. It's like that would be Torrance breakfast.
Yeah, except
A bunch
fancy
of
water.
raw eggs and white grain alcohol.
Torrent is like you've got like this fasting diet. You're just like cracking the eggs, just raw eggs on the table, like real fast.
Well, if you need silverware, let me know.
This is what it means. Break fast. Break fast.
Bit of a gym bro.
Guess we'll just kind of relax and get some fine dining before we go into hell again.
Well needed nourishment before we're reduced to
Our last proper
provisions.
meal.
Yeah.
Does Dernan sell pancakes?
Probably not.
Ah, oh.
Dirty
Must be a
spades,
delicacy of the
pancakes.
heavens.
What about donuts?
You know they have.
No.
I haven't had a donut in weeks.
I'm not to me when I'm hungry.
You know, Verm, I'm not going to lie. Last night I had some nightmares about going back down that hole.
You know what? Same here.
Firm. That frog on your head. Toby.
Look,
looks
Borg,
delicious.
you gotta stop obsessing about this frog. We could easily drop you as fast as we picked you up.
Zosa slowly.
Oh.
Wow.
I've only known
What you think.
I've only
Don't
known you
worry,
for 2
Borg.
days.
I'm on your side.
Zosa slowly leans back from the bar, like trying to put her head behind the bugbear's huge frame to make eye contact with Verm.
Hi.
And she just kind of like points to her head as if to gesture towards your frog, and then she like points toward her bag as if to say, put him away.
No, he's a free frog.
Don't look at the frog. It enrages him.
Well,
Oh.
you see, this frog has a notorious reputation here. I lied to you. I'm not the leader. Toby is.
She makes a surprised face. Oh.
Yeah, he employed us.
Borg hears this and starts to laugh. Oh, silly frog.
Oh, so you're not part of the Toby hive mind? I see.
Yeah, come on, boy.
I didn't get my hat.
Would you like a rat coat?
No.
It's probably 2 sizes too small anyway, and
Yeah.
Good answer.
glued to Verm's body.
How do we get down anyway? Wait, like
You jump in
wait.
there.
No, wait. She's looking at it. Is there like a crane or something, or is there a like an elevator built into this thing?
There's like a kind of like a suspension type of platform hooked up to dollies and pulley systems and things that will lower you down.
Gotcha. And we all have to pay a gold piece.
To
Yep.
go up and down.
1 up, 1 down. Make sure you keep one on you at all times, or you'll be stuck.
Does anybody not have enough money?
I think we've all got plenty of money.
I beg to differ.
Oh, sorry.
I did not mean that as some kind of philosophical question.
I don't think Verm did either.
Yeah,
It's not the deep thinking type.
I'm not. Why do you say that, Torrent?
I don't know. Your thoughts seem very surface level.
Should respect your leaders.
Yeah, you should. Torrent.
Otherwise, they will not respect
Torrent.
you.
You should
Torrent
listen to
doesn't
this.
respect.
Expendable.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Show
I
more
didn't realize.
respect. More respect to your elders.
Borg will say.
Says the goblin that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Borg will say, he's our leader. And we'll point crossed over at Band-Aid.
Zosa
Who's
did
that guy?
not. Zosa did not meet Band-Aid face to face. I don't think.
Nope.
This gag's funny enough, but none of us are the leader.
He is also part of our team.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He raised me from the dead. He's a necromancer.
She nods her head, but her eyes narrow in suspicion. And she asks, "Why is he sitting so far away?" There?
It's just his whole shtick. He likes to pretend that he doesn't love us, but he loves us.
The last
As
time
you-
I met a necromancer, he did not love anyone. He was an
I mean-
evil man.
He loves his creations.
As you look at him, he is a furbolg. He's about 7'7". He has a scarf around his neck. He has what appears to be 3-inch antlers coming out of the top of his head, kind of curly hair, brown, very gentle eyes and face, but that's about all you can tell of him.
His pleasant demeanor hides his dark arcane power, obviously.
Do not listen to this little one. He is of the same arts as you, I believe.
And she looks up at you and, why do you say this?
He has the same touch as you.
Oh. The healing kind.
Yes.
It is important to clarify when we talk about touching.
Borg, I don't know what touching he does to you, but
And she goes back to eating her breakfast.
he's a good guy. I'm joking. I joke a lot, if you couldn't tell already.
Sometimes a little too much.
I mean,
But we appreciate his company.
who, me or Band-Aid?
Ended.
I do too. He raises me from the dead.
I hope that is another joke.
That did happen. That is truthful. He did. I died, and I'm not dying now. What?
There is a difference between having your life saved and being raised from the dead.
I was raised from the dead.
Yeah.
Then you are lucky to be alive. Are you sure you want to continue?
Yes.
How many more chances do you think you will get?
A lot more. I don't think you understand what's happened to me since I've been down there. I have at least almost died 4 times. And one of them I actually did. So, it's all for money.
You are doing this for money alone.
Yeah.
And how about you? And she gestures to Borg. Why are you doing this?
I do it for the honor. And I was asked to assist them. That's what I do it for.
You all
do
continue
this because I am.
RPing. I'm gonna go grab something from my back real quick.
Yeah, you're good.
I do this because I need the money for now. Because I have just come to town. But more importantly, this is the only thing I'm good at. Is protecting and fighting people. It's
Well, I'm just going to tell you this now. There's more monsters than there are people down there. So hopefully you're accustomed to fighting those too.
more than you know.
Do you know that goblin brains are delicacy?
I wasn't going to bring that up. But since you do, I come from, well, let's just say there's not many goblins where I come from.
You come from a forest. Because so does that one over there. No point to Bandit.
I come from a jungle. I come from a land called Chult. Very far south of here. I come by boat. Far, far away.
Well, you came to the right place, I guess. Yen, how's this morning treating you?
Better than the last few, I might say.
I know, right? It is so peaceful up here. Except for last night. Way to go, Durnan. Band-Aid, why are you so far away from us? I'll yell across to you.
It is my custom in the mornings to be with myself. Prepare for the day. While you chat, I pray. While you make jokes, I get in tune with the spirit of the forest.
Well, that's cool.
Zosa puts her elbows on the counter and steeples her fingers, just kind of observing Bandal intently.
Oh, Vern, he really put you in your place.
I mean, one doesn't he?
Guess that's a fair point. He's become your unofficial.
I'm accustomed to it at this point. I'm just glad he hasn't eaten my brains yet.
Yeah.
We all know what happened to the last authoritative figure in Vern's life.
And what was that?
You wear his frog on your head now.
I want to say really where me and Toby both have come to an agreement to just, we're both in this situation together. But yes, I did kill a man for this frog.
What does your head look like underneath Toby?
It's just flat.
Oh, okay.
Big,
There's just a lot of
giant, wet
frog
spot.
urine.
Yeah.
Frog, urine, and
don't
poop.
even want to.
Yep.
Forget I asked. Forget I asked. I don't want to think about it.
The blackened goblin hair just streaking down.
Yeah. It's not hair, though.
It's like a camel pack.
Yeah.
Constant source of
Hydration. Just say hydration.
Oh.
Me and this frog have been through a lot together, and this frog has technically lived longer than I have. So,
Fair point.
So
True.
he's like an animal guardian, maybe.
No, that would make Verm the familiar at this point.
sure.
Oh.
And the frog is like a wizard.
You wouldn't
I like
believe how many things this frog has dodged in its lifetime.
Can
So,
A lot of death.
I'll let you guys know I've watched hardly nothing whatsoever. So, whatever you guys tell me, I
Just don't watch the last session.
have the chance to
It's
believe
very-
it. I have a chance to
very
believe it as my
authentic.
character.
It's just
Very,
pain
very
and
authentic.
suffering.
So Zosa, are you more of a mercenary, or do you hold a contract till death?
I suppose I am a mercenary. I am not beholden to any banner, as a crusader might. I am for hire. But once I am on a contract, that is where my honor lies, until the contract cannot be held anymore. Or it is completed. And she just kind of like looks down at her empty plate. It seems like she gets lost in thought for a moment.
So you wouldn't turn on us if somebody paid you more, right?
She snaps up. No! Do not ever think that. I am your bodyguard. I will protect you. I feel like your intentions are good. I am only hoping that whoever is searching for this artifact, and she puts her fingers in quotes, is also of good intent. The way I see it, people looking for artifacts should be putting them away in museums and not wielding them as weapons of war. I learned this the hard way, long ago.
Well, you wouldn't agree to what we did yesterday.
No. Honestly, I'm ashamed of what we did the other day.
I am too. My hands have 4th degree burns on them.
Wait. What did you do yesterday?
I
What
touched a ball of fire.
did you do all day yesterday? I thought you were in the whole time.
No, we went off to venture to bury our friend, right, guys?
Yeah.
And who was
And then we
your-
stole an artifact.
Yeah. You
Well,
came up
I hope
on
it's
some-
Technically, we didn't steal it. We just
I
went
mean-
with the person who stole it.
We definitely aided them, but we didn't take it.
If you want to get technical about it, yes.
Wow, where is it now?
She took it and ran away.
Yeah.
No kidding. She didn't run away. She collects them from what we heard. So I guess
What?
maybe she is a part of a museum for all we know.
Was it the blonde elf from last night?
Yes.
She seemed to have a mysterious demeanor. And she seemed as though she did not necessarily need your help. Or mine, for that matter.
No, she really didn't need our help. She just kind of wanted, I think, companions. And it's pretty lonely when you travel alone.
Oh, come on. You think she would have been able to solve those puzzles by herself?
That is true. Yen did help a lot.
Give yourself a little more credit, Verm.
Oh yeah, I solved a riddle too, where I almost died.
Yeah.
Why don't we make a pact right now? No more dying in this team. Can we make a agreement
Well,
on that as a unit?
In a perfect world, I hope so.
Verm solved the
Too
riddle
bad
of
this-
how many arrows can you take to the face.
I didn't take any arrows to the face, surprisingly. Until we went down into the tunnel.
Zosa walks up to Yenia. I don't think he met her face to face, or he tried to. Or she tried to meet Yenia last night, but Yenia was seemed to be a little catatonic, and so she didn't press the issue. And there's
She
a lot
wasn't fully
going on.
there
last
after a hard day of work.
night. Zosa holds out a hand, goes to shake your hand.
Will extend my hand and shake it in return, giving a slight nod.
There is something about your demeanor. It is a little different. Where are you from?
Nowhere that you can get to in this area on this planet.
And she kind of nods her head. I thought so. I can tell. It's hard to explain. My prayers, they help me. I can sense the place that you come from. I don't know what it is. If you ever
There
feel
are-
like... I'm sorry, go ahead.
There are many names for it. Some of the common ones that the people here might understand are the heavens.
If you ever feel like talking about the outer realms, I used to do some reading. Before I
Shall keep
got
that in
so
mind.
busy with this, she gestures to her armor. What do you look like? What kind of weapons are you carrying?
I have a very long, kind of dark purple cloak that covers most of my body, but you see the hilts of two swords on each side sticking out. A mixture of scimitar and long swords, and then a bow strung around my back.
Are you any good with the bow? And you notice she's got a heavy crossbow slung on her back.
Not as good as I am with the blade.
That's okay. Just getting a read on how we will perform. Trying to come up with battle plans, battle drills. I can tell you are experienced in combat. It is in the way you move, the way you carry yourself.
I've led many people into battle in my lifetime.
I can say the same. Hopefully, you got to lead them out of battle as well.
All up until the last one, yes.
She makes kind of a smirk. It's almost, there's like a hint of sorrow in her face. And she says, me too. And then she kind of ends the conversation abruptly. She turns, heads over to where Bandal is sitting. I did not get a chance to meet you in all the hubbub last night. How are you this morning?
He stands up from his bench, stool, whatever, in a show of respect. And he looks you in the eye and he goes, good morning. My name is Bandal Dane, but most call me Band-Aid.
Not being
You may as
from...
well.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah,
You may as well.
Not being from Earth, she doesn't understand the reference. But I think it's funny. I will say that officially on the stream. Zosa puts out a leather-gloved hand and goes to shake your hand. She says, I am Zosa Mosbeki. It is a pleasure to meet you.
And he reaches out, grabs your hand, and the honor is mine.
And they tell me you are a necromancer, but I think they are trying to pull the wool over my eyes. I believe
as he
you
lets go
are-
of your hand, he looks over at Varum. Yes,
Just starts waving.
You may be told many stories, but few are to be believed.
Knowledge can be deceiving. What some would call necromancy, we call a blessing.
Yes.
You will notice a pendant around her neck. It is the holy symbol of Helm. It is made simply out of carved wood.
Underneath, just below Band-Aid's scarf, his shirt opens a little, and you see a pretty smooth, round stone that on him looks like it's like 3 inches long, but to most people it's probably about 6 inches long. It's blue, and it has gold inscribed runes on it that I don't think you would be able to read. And
They're
underneath
goblin, right?
that, no. And underneath that, if you want to roll a perception check, it's fine. It doesn't matter. But if you look hard
Hang on.
enough, just past. Okay, never mind. I will. Yeah, you're not looking at that. You're maybe looking at the symbol.
I speak Dwarvish, if that means anything.
It does not. No.
All right. That's it. Yes, yeah.
If I
go
may,
ahead.
the little one has told you one of his little stories. I am not a necromancer.
I have also heard you are a leader.
want another story from the little one, I take it.
Not just from him.
Not so much leader, maybe, but one who uses his mind rather than his emotion. If that makes me a leader, then so be it.
It takes many things to make a leader.
I would agree with that.
As long as we all work together, we can keep these people alive.
I have done my best. It has not always been achieved, to my shame. But we will continue to try.
Is this your first time in the darker places of the world?
It is. I have grown up in two places. I grew up for the first part of my life in the high forest. Excuse me. And he kind of reaches up and he touches the scarf. The second part of my life, I lived just outside of the high forest in a place called High Water.
Zosa has no idea where that is. If it's on this continent, Zosa has no idea.
He's just relaying more about himself than he has to anybody, really.
Zosa, she gives you a very specific look, trying to inspire confidence. She says that sometimes people die and there is nothing we can do. It is important not to wear the burden of guilt for too long.
Yes, that is very true. If you are here to protect us, to bodyguard the small one, you must know that he is very headstrong and he is also, he does not think ahead. So be careful with this one.
I will tell you, it is more important to the employer that I bodyguard the sanctity of the mission than the sanctity of the people. But I care more about the people than the trinkets we come along the way. I wanted you to know that, since I am the new one here, and you are the leader. And she winks.
Yes, it is kind of you to say so, but welcome. And I only hope I do not have to do the same with you that I have had. And he looks over at Berm, the little one.
We
Still
will
waiting?
take turns.
It is a strange, fearful, and dark place we go to. I am not used to this, nor am I used to those that run out without caution. I try my best to warn them. That is the burden I carry.
Sometimes it is better to not get attached. Just try to remember that if something bad does happen.
Attachment is like the caterpillar on a tree. The tree does not know, nor does it care. But yet the caterpillar looks to the tree for its protection, its nourishment. Sometimes I feel like the tree, other times the caterpillar.
And Zosa kind of smiles. There is always someone higher than us on the ladder. To him, as the caterpillar, you are the tree. And to you as the tree, look above you. You see the sun. They are the gods. The gods watch over us all.
Yes, this is true. Welcome to the party. May your days be long and your quests be short.
Same to you. Blessings upon us all. And she turns and she looks directly at the DM.
Uh-huh.
And she says, I've done all the RPing I can do. I could do this all day, but I don't want to.
Good day to die.
Yo, no. That's a different
It's a
game
good day to die.
from a different character.
And I will never stop dying. Never.
Maybe today is a good day to die.
Oh, good old Oscar.
I watched that scene too.
Oh, good old Osric. Okay, so. All right. What does the party do?
I think we're all in
There's
agreement.
only one way to go. Back home.
Yeah. Zosa scrapes her gold piece self off the counter and says, I'm going back onto the boat.
Yeah. Well, Dernan, here's the gold piece. You know where we're going.
Heading back down into the portal, are you?
Sadly.
Didn't find what you were looking for the first venture down?
Not quite yet, but I think maybe we'll have more luck with this time. We'll see.
What did Durden have to say about the sword? Did you guys ever ask him about it? Has he ever been down there before?
I think he has.
Yeah.
He gave us the first place to look, which was the Sunless Citadel, but he didn't know much past that, if I remember correctly.
Oh, I forgot. We also get a free ride this time, so I won't give him the gold.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the gold. Say never mind.
That's right.
Does that
You all-
extend to Zosa?
He'll take Verm's gold and be like, this one's for the new one.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, sure.
They
You owe me your life now.
Oh boy. And so it begins.
I am in your service.
Tyranny of Verm.
Before we head towards the lift, Borg will ask the bartender, if he has any potions of healing hidden around that he may be able to buy.
Let's see. He's like, let me go look through here real quick. No, that's not a healing potion. I forgot that was even in here. I found some healing potions. They're not free, but I've got a couple here if you want to pay for them.
How much for each?
5,000 gold.
$49.99.
On sale.
He'll say
Infomercials.
60 apiece.
How many do you have?
As you see him kind of hold up three, he just sets three bottles on the counter that have like a swirling red liquid in them. He's like, I have 3.
And that was 60 apiece. 60 gold apiece.
Yep.
I will buy all 3 from you.
Okay, let's see.
Does Borg know how to count?
Borg, make an intelligence check.
No, he doesn't want to do that.
Just a flat check. Flat check. Flat checks only.
Flat check.
Oh,
Go ahead and give yourself a -5.
So you'd have a -6.
Yeah, they're 60 apiece, 3 for 500.
Yeah.
It's a bargain.
Sounds
I'll
good
do
to
it.
me.
oh, you're about to expose his one weakness.
There you go. They are in your inventory, and there you go.
Do with them as you please.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Durnan kind of looks to the rest of you like, so, the hell do you all want now?
Another round.
I like the goblin. Whips up
Zosa puts her
1,
hand
2,
up.
3,
Doesn't
4,
want
Before we go down.
six tankards of ale.
5.
Well,
He
well, boo-hoo for Yen.
he drinks you.
And Torrent can drink too. Well,
Yeah,
I
but
think we'll be on our way now.
let's better get going.
You all just heading down into the Underdark blindly with no destination in mind. Boy,
you have a
reminds me of my
recommendation?
days when I made that damn tunnel. Man, that was a long time.
Where do you
ago.
recommend to go, Durnan? We explored the Citadel.
Let's see. You did do the Citadel, didn't you?
Well, yeah.
See, so no. Oh no. Y'all don't want to go there yet. It's a dangerous place. You don't want to go there. There's another place. The name of it is right there on the tip of my tongue. What's it called? Kundrakar. Yeah. Kundrakar. Yeah, you should probably head that way.
And which way is that?
And he points to the like massive black hole in the floor and goes, "That way."
I jump off the ledge. No. No.
Zosa catches your collar.
1,000 D6 inbound. For all damage.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah. I'm not even gonna roll that many dice because I know classic only
I'm not gonna
caps
live.
it out. So, yeah, it's. Oh man, what is the name of that place? It's
Hell.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong.
It's my ex-wife's
Kundrakar.
house.
You right. It's just past the outskirts of Blazingdale. Yes, I'm starting to remember it now. It's. Let me see if I can recall accurately the information I wrote down somewhere. And you see him kind of like turn and look, and you just see like tomes and tomes, and he's just like, yeah, I'm not bothering trying to find it. I'm just gonna pull off the cuff here. He's like, about 2 centuries ago, the great dwarf smith Durgadin the Black and his clan were driven from their home by a horde of fierce orcs and trolls. Poor dwarves. They plundered their ancestral halls and slew everyone they could catch. Fleeing, he led destitute remnants of his clan in search of a new home. They wandered for quite a while, but they discovered a great cavern system beneath what was called the Stone Tooth. It's a rugged, forested hill crowned by a bare, rocky crag. There, he and his followers founded the new stronghold of Kundrakar. If I remember correctly,
I'd survive.
about a century ago, a member of his clan was captured by a powerful orc tribe during a raid. They learned of the hidden stronghold. Did not bode well. The chieftains raised a great army and marched on Kundrakar. In a hard-fought siege that lasted months, the orcs tunneled around the dwarven defenses. When they finally stormed the place, they put all within to the sword. Very few made it out. And they carried off wagon loads of acquired treasure. In the years since that great battle, various creatures have occupied the stronghold and used the place as a base for their raids, but at other times the caverns have lain empty, except for random monsters that you would expect to find in such places. Although today I hear legends of Durgadin's vengeance and the extraordinary blades the dwarves forged in anger still surface from time to time in the lanes near Stone Tooth, and excuse me, sometimes they make their way up here to me, and I relay the information to would-be adventurers.
Well, I guess it's better than nothing. Thanks for the information.
Anytime. Again, if you find any strange artifacts or, antiquities of sorts, weird oddities, if you will. And he kind of looks around the rest of the tavern. He's like, I'm sure we can find a place to display them here.
We know who to bring him back to.
Always on the lookout for you, Durnan.
Durnan, you're the MVP.
Yeah, sadly my adventuring days are long over, but every now and then I get that urge, that itch to head down the well at least one more time. But maybe one day I will when it's my time to ride off into the sunset.
With the display of prowess last night, it would take quite the being to bring you down, Durnan.
Well, I appreciate that, but eventually every adventurer comes to a point in their life where they decide that it's just no longer for them. And it's usually after an enemy finds a great weakness in them, usually located in the knee area.
With an arrow?
Yes.
Well, I guess that's enough rambling. We'll let you do your thing, Durnan, and we'll do our thing.
It was like, if you're heading towards Blazingdale, I would a little bit of free advice. They might not welcome everybody with open arms. right off the bat. You might have to prove yourself. Also, the wilderness leading there, provided you don't get lost. Keep your head on a swivel.
Got it.
When you say we have to prove ourselves, how? What makes them impressed down there?
It's been a long time since I was down there, so... I mean, you might have to help someone in need or help them with something that they need help with. Basically to show that you're not an enemy. They've basically been living in constant war for centuries, so they're probably a little on edge. Especially with new people just randomly appearing.
I think most people would be.
Thank you.
He'll look over
Shall we
at
go?
Borg. He'll look over at Borg and he'll be like, especially you, big one. You'll probably get mistaken for an orc and get attacked on sight.
Thank you for telling me. I will use caution.
Might not be a bad idea, but anyway, he looks over towards the entrance over there in the ground. He's like, well, whenever you're ready.
Before we go, if this appearance of a bugbear, it will be a problem. Do we have any way to alter his appearance? Or put it a disguise of some kind? So he seems more like a man than a beast.
I think disguising him and him showing up out of nowhere would raise more suspicion than him just going down there as himself.
For once. Wait a minute. He turns and looks at Verm. He's like, that's the smartest thing I've heard the little one say so far.
You said you thought getting drinks was smart.
I said the smartest thing I've heard you say so far.
Yeah.
Getting drinks is always number 2.
I like the priorities.
If you think it's for the best, then we should go exactly as we are.
Yes. Would probably serve you well.
I mean, kobolds don't like goblins, and I went down there and encountered kobolds, and they were somewhat okay with it. Till we killed all of them, but that's a tale for another time.
Yeah. I was about to say, how did that work out for everybody down there in the Sun?
Well, it was okay until somebody murdered their dragon.
Well. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
Evil holds no place on this.
We didn't know it was evil. It was just in a bad situation. But
sorry,
tale for another
neighborhood
time.
woohoos are setting off mortars like 20 feet from my window. So.
Sounds like a fun time. Especially when your dog doesn't like it and starts barking at him.
Yeah.
Just deal with it like Durnan.
So, Durnan, are we going to have to make multiple trips for the bigger ones? Or is this going to be able to support all of us?
Are you talking about the lift?
Yeah, the crane system or pulley system, whatever.
I built that thing myself. Of course it'll hold you, I think.
Okay. Only one way to find out.
He looks over at Borg. He's like, Big guy. How much do you weigh? How big are you?
More numbers. Be careful.
Let's see.
And I don't think we actually ever got around to figuring out what your weight is.
I did most of it. I did everything else but the weight.
Yeah, we'll figure that out real quick. Hold on.
I'll be
Gave
right back.
myself height and everything else. Just
So you flip to page 138 in the player's guide.
You
Or yeah,
are
bugbears in the player's guide.
No, they're
300.
Volo.
Yeah, they're Volos. 356 pounds. There you go.
Oh, wow, it's like 3 of me.
He's a big.
It's 3 of me too.
Very heavy.
He's a big boy. He big boy. Big
Oh.
boy. Just wait until you meet some members of a certain shop area. Okay, so you all make your way over to the big black hole in the middle of the tavern.
That we do.
All right. So you make your way over to the hole. You position yourself on the what's the word?
The lift.
There you go. On the lift. And words are hard. And you see Durnan just kind of go, good luck. And a couple of the bar patrons, every time somebody gets on or comes back out of the lift, they're like, hey, cheering, because they're like, this might be the last time we see you.
Bye.
Bye. Good luck.
Wee.
Yeah, we.
Just
So, and it starts to descend, and suddenly, like, the light starts to fade. And you just kind of, every so often, you kind of see, like, a randomly placed magic torch. And you keep going. It kind of slows down a little bit at a familiar spot that you all probably don't want to venture into again. You recognize it as the entrance to your last adventure down here. And it keeps going, goes down a little, for a while more, and it stops. You all step out onto a landing area and kind of make your way around, and it suddenly opens up into a thick covering of just like thick wilderness. Band-Aid feels right at home. Everybody else is like, man, there's a lot of trees and plants here.
well, this looks bothersome.
Is there a path?
One second. I'm looking to see if it's got a map leading up to it or not, because I don't think it does.
Zosa has her crossbow out. And she's already scanning whatever horizon there is, looking at trees, listening at the environment.
Let me see here. I know. Un momento, por favor. Here we go. Reference manual. There. Okay. Okay. So let's. I literally just had the map. Okay. Okay, apparently they don't really have. Hold on.
I think as the lift was descending, Zosa might have been praying a little bit, uh, maybe asking some questions, especially if you guys had any facial expressions about the first level, because she's heard so little. She might have asked you guys about what happened, what was it like down here, what did you see?
You know that bar
Seem-
fight a couple nights ago?
Last night?
Yeah. Last
Yeah.
night, yeah. Imagine if the whole bar was fighting us instead.
And we lost a companion.
And you didn't have Durden with you.
No.
No.
Can you tell me about the one that you lost? Or is it too soon?
His name was Eldar.
He communed with nature in the shapes of beasts.
And he was an elderly. Why would you take such an old man down into a place like this?
His name was Eldar. He was not an elderly person.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sometimes the language does not come through very well.
I have that same problem.
Okay.
But yeah.
I was just saying it doesn't actually have a map for the wilderness heading that way, so we're just gonna have to theater of the mind it.
Gotcha. No, I was just asking in general, is there a path visible once we get to the landing?
Yeah, kinda. I mean, it's not like a smooth over, like paved out thing, but like you can kind of look and go, okay, yeah, I can tell. You can kind of look and just kind of see where it's not like a straight path. It kind of winds around a lot, but you can tell, like, even in the dense forest that you're in right now, that you can make your way through. You would, like, mechanic wise, we'll just have to make some survival checks. So,
Gotcha.
Uh-oh.
Real
Guys,
quick
did you
on the
get
way
it to us,
down,
right?
I would have mentioned to Borg that it might be a good idea to not react in violence, heeding Durnan's words.
That might be the best plan.
Try and keep the anger down a notch. If they strike first, we'll try to step in the way between you and them till we can settle anything that may dispute itself.
You already been down to this level. You know who we are going to meet.
We've never been down this.
We
to
have
this
not been
level.
down here.
Okay.
Yania, it might be best if I act as the rear guard.
I can
Huh?
agree.
But he's just such a good
Thanks.
meat shield.
In a situation like this, we have to prepare people for what they are going to see. If he is in the back, then he will not be seen first, and we have a chance to make ready for the presentation.
I guess.
It seems, little one, you have been promoted.
Have I? To what?
Leader,
Meat
Scout.
shield.
So basically, what I was a level up. Or am I
I'll
now?
be there
Am I
with
now
you
a meat
again.
shield? Or am I a meat shield now instead of a pincushion?
From what I understand, he already acted as such.
And more like a marshmallow with the fire, but sure.
Zosa
I guess
will
I'll
step
try to
forward.
lead.
She laughs and shakes her head. She says, "No, I will take the lead."
Will you now?
So she starts walking forward. She has her crossbow held up. She's just kind of aiming it forward, moving around, following whatever path she can.
Okay. So who among the party is actually proficient or more with survival?
So,
I am.
I'm not.
Band-Aid.
Okay.
I am. Well, I have a +2.
+7.
Probably want Band-Aid to roll
I-
this then.
Just a
Am I
little bit.
rolling?
I think you're the best survival.
Yes, please.
Uh-oh.
Be happy to
And it begins.
give inspiration on that.
You don't have inspiration.
Oh, we don't?
No.
well, just aiding.
There's no inspiration at all?
Well, unless we get it gifted to us.
Yeah.
Okay.
With the
So-
card loot system and everything, like things are gift things and such like that are work a little different. So
So should I empty out the check mark that I have for inspiration?
yeah, you can if you want. It's like
I
I'm
don't
not
know
even
if
worried
that
about
means it's there or not.
It doesn't mean
So
anything.
just pretend we don't
It's
have any. Gotcha.
just a marker.
All right.
All right. Well, you all are making your way through this forest. Kind of. Long story short, kind of make a bit of a take a long way around one part of it. Sorry. There we go. And you will find your way Nope. You'll kind of find your way and Band-Aid, you'll kind of stop and kind of start to look around and be like, I think there may have been a shorter way to go than the way we just came. So you eventually find your way back to the actual path instead of cutting through your own. Roll me another survival check, please.
Can Zosa aid?
You definitely find the path and you're like, all right, I've got this now. And you start making your way around. And you follow this path for what seems like a good few hours. And give me one more, please. And if somebody's going to aid, you can do it at advantage. So that didn't matter.
Wow.
Yeah. You eventually make your way following this path, keeps winding around to, and in the distance you start to see what looks like a silhouette of a small town. You keep making your way. Basically, now that you have a visual location, you kind of keep following the path, looking up, and making your way towards this little establishment. And as you start to get close, suddenly a couple of arrows just thump right into the ground in front of you, and you just hear somebody call out, "Stop right there, identify yourself."
Zosa pauses. She puts a hand up from her crossbow, open hand. She says, "We are coming in peace. Have we found..." And then she'll mention the name of the town that Durden mentioned. Brandonville or Brandon...
Blazingdale?
Tuskers? Right, Blazingdale.
Yes.
We found Blazingdale.
Hmm. You kind of hear faintly some murmuring, some whispers. You found Blazingdale. State your business.
She glances back. If anybody wants to say anything in particular.
I'll step forward and hands kind of shown that they're not on any weapons or anything, and state that we're here in peace and we are in search of a artifact. We have information that it may lay within your town's boundaries.
Hmm. An artifact? We don't have any artifact. And you kind of hear one male voice kind of whispering over to another voice. It's like, they're talking about the broken... They can't talk... How would they know about the broken blade? It was like, what artifact?
So I heard them talking about that. Or
Not really, but I mean, you kind of
Not
hear
really, okay.
you kind of hear
mean-
them whispering to each other, like, "What the hell is artifact? The broken blade?
Can-
Oh, they can't be talking." Okay.
I'll
Can we determine their location?
They're probably about. You kind of tell the voices are about 60 feet in front of you, maybe about 50, 60 feet.
Gotcha.
I'll let them know that we are in search of a blackened blade.
Interesting. And about this time, you see two figures kind of step out in the path, basically facing towards you, where now you can see them. You see one is a pretty tall male half-orc, and the other one is a female human warrior. You see the female kind of, like release the string on her bow and put the arrow back in her quiver and kind of string the bow back up around her, and the half orc kind of puts his sword back in his sheath, still holding the shield. He's just like, "You can come forward. We can talk inside the city limits."
Before we all step forward. Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, Zosa lowers her crossbow as a sign of respect. She doesn't put it away, but it's pointed down at the ground, and then you can go ahead.
We'll state that before we step forward, we were also warned of one of our party members might cause discern among the town. I would like to point out that he is here with us and will cause you no harm, and motion towards Borg.
Yeah. We saw the big guy coming. Thought he may have been an orc.
I can see how one may confuse him as such.
He is pretty tall.
Yeah. Anyway, this way. You see
I'll
him kind of
follow.
walk into the past the little gate type area, and they're just kind of standing there waiting for you to step into the city.
Follow him in.
So I guess we step in the city.
Zosa's taking a look at the type of architecture. She's looking to see what kind of rooftops there are, if they're flat, places for people to hide and observe, maybe. Also checking out the complement of the guard as best she can discern, and like what the vibe is.
You can tell by glancing around that Blazingdale is a it is a more of a mining town. I mean, it's not run down or anything per se. It actually looks fairly nice for it being predominantly a mining town. You can also tell that a lot of its borders and it's bordered up or bolstered its defenses against raiders and everything. And so like the interaction that you just had combined with the words that Dernan passed along to you, you can kind of hint that yeah, maybe the whole orc thing was true. Like these people aren't messing around. You kind of see a couple of patrolling guards just kind of walking around this town area.
What's the light level?
I mean, it's daylight right now. It's still daylight.
Quick question: are there any more half orcs, or just the one we saw, like out of sight right now?
You can tell that this town population is quite diverse. Like humans are probably the largest single group, but you see members of this town that are of all varying different races.
Okay.
Hey, just a point of clarification. We're deep underground, but it's daylight? Or am I wrong about
No.
that?
You travel through the Underdark to the current area that you are now.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's
Magic.
Magic, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's perfectly fine. I just
Yeah.
wanted to know if this place was obviously a cave, or if it's so large it's got
No.
its own ecosystem.
Now, you can definitely tell that you are in a completely different area now.
Okay, yeah. So I think that has thrown Zosa off a little bit, but other than that, cool.
Yep. Okay, so as you all step in, you see a couple of members kind of shut and bar the gate behind you. the male half orc kind of approaches you all and is like, "I'm Sergeant Grindar Cohn. I'm in charge of the town watch here. This here," and he points over to the human warrior that you saw out on the road, "is my constable, my senior officer. What What can I help you with?
We're here for
We
a sword.
are here in search of an artifact. We were told it may lay within your boundaries.
An artifact, eh?
Yeah.
Who told you that there was an artifact here?
Well, we've all, for the most part, been employed to find said artifact, and the way we get down here, the person that runs that operation suggested that we look here. Is the last place we have looked turned up without any happenings of finding what we were looking for.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, adventurers seem to be employed by varying individuals. Who specifically told you to look here?
Are you familiar with the man named Durnan?
Durnan. Durnan. He's sitting there, he's like, I've heard that name before. It's almost...
He is an impressive swordsman.
Yeah.
Very
He has
established adventurer.
A very manly mustache.
He's like, oh, man, Durnan, that's... I mean, I've heard tales of an adventuring man that made his way through here a long time ago. I believe it was the same name, but it couldn't be the same man. It couldn't be the same person. And as you all are talking, you see a male human approaching you all, kind of dressed in a little bit, fancier type of clothing and such. You kind of get the hint that, like, this might be somebody that thinks themselves important, almost like a noble of sorts. And he approaches you all. He's like, "Oh yes, Durnan. Yeah, he came through here before a few times. Oh man, it must have been centuries ago from what I've heard. Is that old man still alive?"
He is indeed.
Definitely.
We must be thinking of somebody else with the same name, or perhaps an ancestor. The Durden upstairs, he could only be maybe 30 or 40 years old.
He basically starts describing Durnan like almost spot on from what you remember seeing him like a couple of hours ago. And he's like, "Nope, that sounds like Durnan. Oh man, I'm surprised he's still alive after all these years. He must have been exposed to all kinds of strange magic through all of his years of exploring and adventuring in the Underdark and Undermountain and everything." Huh. Anyway, I never thought I'd hear that name again, other than and mentioned in tales and myths and everything. So Darnan told you to try to look here for whatever it is you are trying to find.
He has indeed.
Interesting. Interesting indeed.
If you don't mind me saying so, sir, you must have also come across the same magic as him, if you remember his name from hundreds of years ago.
I mean,
You must be quite old yourself.
I personally don't remember him. The name is well known. even some of the more elder type of people, and the historians in the church. Obviously, some of them might actually remember meeting him. The rest of us just know of stories.
Ah. What do you think of the rumor?
This artifact, yes. It possibly couldn't be the broken blade you all are looking for. I mean, I suppose it could be a possibility that this item you are seeking could have been one of the legendary weapons forged by Durgadin during the Great War. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I suppose anything is possible, but if you are looking
Do you have
for... Oh, go ahead.
do you have any places in town or around town where something like this might have been stored or perhaps hidden?
Here in this town, no. This town was established centuries ago due to the Great War with the orcs that basically forced everybody out of... what was the name of that thing? Kundrakar. But many of these legendary items that were said to have been forged by Durgadin the Great Smith have basically been lost to history. Every now and then we hear of tales, or we hear word of something appeared, or somebody saw something bearing the Smith's mark, but
Do you mind if we explore a bit? Maybe ask some of your elders. Perhaps their memories can be put together like a puzzle, and we can find what we are looking for without disturbing you too much.
absolutely. If follow me to it's like, oh, and pardon me, I'm terribly sorry. We don't normally get a whole lot of adventuring visitors here. Pardon my manners. I am Sir Miles Barrick. I am the town mayor.
Zosa bends a knee slightly, dips her head. I am Zosa Mospeki. I land far, far away from here. These are my companions. And she
Hi.
starts introducing them one by one.
Quite a...
I can't connect to
Hold
the
on.
Wi-Fi network. You can find setup instructions in the help section of your Alexa app.
I need to
Gun.
unplug that
We're a
thing.
professional live stream.
Right? With stupid voice activated things. He's like, yes, you all are quite a diverse adventuring party, if I must say so myself.
Thank you.
He kind of looks, just kind of looks around. He's kind of like in awe, but, kind of excited. It's like, oh, wow, new faces and everything. He kind of looks over at Band-Aid and kind of noticed that Band-Aid is just kind of like staring holes through his head almost. And he's like, tall one. I'm sorry I don't know your name. Is everything quite all right?
Yes. I am looking for someone of a human persuasion.
Human persuasion. Oh, well, I mean, we have. There's a lot of people here. Perhaps I could help you find this person you are looking for with some type of a description.
It is. I will know the person when I see them.
Very well. Might I inquire as to why you are looking for such a person?
No. But thank you for your interest.
Very well. He kind of continues looking around. He's like, "Oh, you're the one they probably mistook for the orc." As he looks towards Borg.
I get that on an occasion.
Yeah, I can see that. Quite an imposing stature you have. He kind of looks around and immediately looks over at Verm, and he's like, "Don't see very many goblins around here."
I mean, fair enough. We aren't really a race that likes to go down here, I guess.
All right. Especially not the one that keeps their pet on top of their head. Quite peculiar and interesting. Anyway, I mean, to each
His
their
name's
own.
Toby.
Ah, a Toby. What is a Toby?
A Toby's a frog.
And if you are a desperate man, a snack.
Toby is a trophy.
Like, I will take your word for it. I don't quite fancy myself for the amphibian and or reptile delicacies that some around here might, but you know, everyone has their preferences. And he kind of looks at Verm and is like, "If I were you, I would stay away from the kitchen."
Should I put him in a bag?
You do whatever you think you must do. I would just stay away from the kitchen.
Okay.
But he addresses the rest of the party. But on the subject of legendary weapons and artifacts and things of the sort, if you follow me to my office, I have something to show you.
Follow him, I guess. Might as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zosa will let everybody go past her.
Okay. You all start making your way towards the mayor's office. He opens up the door. And he's like, "Oh, please. Come in. You are welcome here. For now."
Keyword.
Does it look like an office? Desk, chair, books?
Yeah, for the most part. It kind of looks like, considering I don't actually have a map in the module, just kind of basically picture it similar to the mayor's office from Lost Mines of Phandelver.
I never played that module,
Yeah.
GM.
Yeah, it basically looks like a town leader type of office. I mean, there's books and papers and stuff everywhere, and
Normal
things of
stuff
the
for a
nature.
mayor.
Yeah, normal stuff for a mayor. He kind of walks towards the back of this office type area, and you see him kind of. He pulls a key out from that is suspended around his neck that was underneath of his clothing, and he leans forward and kind of puts it into what looks like just the wall, unlocks something, and you see him kind of fiddling with some things on the wall, and suddenly a small door opens up on the wall. And he reaches in and he pulls out something that is wrapped in a cloth. And he turns around and walks back towards the party, and he unravels it to show you a broken piece of a blade.
What color is it?
Silver? Ish. Yeah, silver. It literally doesn't say. It just says broken blade. This broken. He tells you this is a broken blade, and he kind of angles it to where you can see what he referred to as the blacksmith's mark. It's like this mark here is the mark of Durgadin, the great blacksmith from our area. This was recently found and discovered near a rocky hill called the Stone Tooth. If you're interested, I mean, I know you are. I don't know if this is the exact thing you are looking for or not, or if our paths cross due to this. But if you can find the rest of this blade, I would be greatly appreciative. And I will pay for each item and each blade bearing Durgadin's mark that you can return to me. I will pay. I will reward you for. I will also reward you with information, or reward you for information. If you return with information about the Dwarven complex, Kundrakar.
Well,
Zosa will ask if she can see or handle the blade itself.
You can kind of see like he's not like hesitant because he doesn't trust you all. He's slightly kind of slow moving, hesitant because this is like a type of relic type of piece, but he lets you handle the broken part of the blade.
All right. So does this look like it was a long sword? Or a great sword? Or...
It doesn't really say. I'm just going to assume a longsword.
All right.
Yeah.
Are
That's going to be
there
my question.
Are there any inscriptions on the metal other than the blacksmith's mark?
You don't see anything that really stands out other than the blacksmith's mark, but you can, from what bit of this broken blade you can tell, it is like extremely fine craftsmanship from like a master blacksmith.
Does Zosa recognize the mark whatsoever?
Roll me a history check.
Hang on a second.
You recognize this to be the mark of Durgadin because he has told you it is.
Okay, got it. That's fine. Does it look to be a dwarvish rune? Since I have... Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what, man? It's been 1 and 1 and 1, I think, for several of these rolls.
I'm telling you, man.
Burn the dice. Burn the dice.
Yeah, dice change of color.
Burn the computer. Burn the
Yeah.
computer.
No, don't burn my computer.
Burn the program down.
Yeah, it happened to us last night too. Like the very first death save that happened in combat last night was a nat 1.
Oh, man.
I was like,
This had a 0 in history. That's fine, and it makes sense because it's such a an obscure place to find such a mark. Zosa knows Dwarvish, so does this rune mean anything other than a name?
From what you can gather, no, not really. You can tell that it is obviously a dwarven smith's mark. And you can obviously tell the blade is fine dwarven craftsmanship. Other than that, other than what you've just been told, you can't really discern a whole lot more information.
Okay. And my last question, can I determine how many other pieces there might be? Is it broken on both ends? Is a handle present?
Gathering from what you can look over at Yin and see as far as like long swords and what you know personally of a longsword, it looks like there is at least what would be the rest of the blade and like the handle and hilt type area of this, because you're basically holding like the top portion of the sword.
Okay, so it forms a point at the end.
Yeah.
Got it.
They offered us information, correct?
He offered you a reward
for money
for information for the about the dwarven complex should you venture there.
Yeah.
Zosa will hand back the blade and say it is beautiful. Wherever the other piece is, hopefully it is in one piece.
Yes.
Perhaps it can be reforged one day.
Hopefully so. I will warn you. And well, actually, before that, he will pass along a little bit of information. He's like, "Yes, it is quite a treasure to behold. Durgadin was a master smith who forged blades of surpassing quality and power. Centuries ago, his home was sacked by orcs. Durgadin led the remnants of his clan to the mountains north of the town that was established here where we stand now. A secret stronghold somewhere lies in the trackless wilderness. And now you stand in Blazingdale. It's a small mining town on the northern frontier. If you decide to venture towards Stonetooth or to examine Kundrakar, I must warn you that we have had issues with orc raiders. The local militia has, in the town watch, we have done what we can to protect our little area here, but I mean, there's only so much we can do, and sometimes the raids are more frequent and other times they're few and far between. It's like we can't quite establish a pattern as far as that goes. The local militia has captured an orc warrior from the last raid that was basically left behind by his comrades, and they brought it back for questioning. we questioned him and interrogated him, and the orc divulged the location of their lair. Ironically, also a place called the Stone Tooth. If you decide to help us out with the orc problems themselves, I will pay a decent bounty for each orc that you let's just say make it no longer our problem.
For each orc?
For each orc.
Okay.
And as you all are talking, all of a sudden you see what was his name? You see the half orc sergeant Grindar run in up to the doorway, and he's like, "Mayor, they're back!" As you hear a horn in the distance.
Raid.
You step out to see what is going
Yes.
on, and you see militia starting to take up defensive positions, and Sergeant Grindar says, "We have another raid incoming." And that is where we're going to hold until next week.
Awesome.
I mean, technically, we didn't really have combat, so I guess it's good. I mean, the beginning part, but
Board
Those
game
guys-
combat.
Those guys
That's how you
absolutely got.
survive.
That wasn't even combat. That was just like.
My
That was
mission.
slaughter.
I was
My
watching a
mission
slaughter.
was successful. You all survived.
You all survived.
Okay,
For
I
now.
am leaving now. Good job.
Pigs in the slaughterhouse.
So,
I mean,
again, I would like to thank the players, and now we have the original, or the previous Waterdeep Dragon Heist party in full, plus
Yeah.
one with Brian. It's going to be interesting. I can already tell.
Guys, I put Blazing Dale notes in the little notes section. I'm just trying to keep track of all the information we just got. Let me know if I forgot anything. Just
Okay.
put it
Yeah.
up in the Discord.
Absolutely. Tune in tomorrow for the first session for the new Waterdeep Dragon Heist adventure with a completely different party. One of these party members will be Mandy, who was guesting as an NPC last session and the beginning portion of this particular session. Also, per normal scheduled programming, Sunday will be another episode of Lost Mine of Fandover, the British Invasion. It would be Sunday, I believe, at 2 Central, I believe. I'd have to double check. And then, if I remember correctly, it's just a regular week of programming for next week. Also, for anybody that might be interested, one of the wizards of the couch, Brian Berg, his company, Total Party Kill Games, has a awesome Kickstarter that is live right now. It's for the Book of Monstrous Might. It has all different types of new monster tactics, playable monster races, and things of the sort. The list of contributors and collaborators on this is immense. I mean, so many people, myself included. This project is awesome. It got successfully funded in under 14 hours, and it has just been crushing through stretch goals one after another. I posted the link in chat if you want to check it out and support this amazing project. I just clicked on it myself, and it is already over $53,000 pledged and raised, and it still has 17 days to go. So it's going to be a great project. So that being said, we will be back next week. Hopefully, we won't have actual network issues where the ports decide they don't want to forward anymore. Hence, players can't connect to the game. I don't know what happened.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, technical difficulties. But should have that on
The
lockdown.
Casa de la Mia.
Yeah, Curse of the Lamia, obviously. Definitely. But yes, come back next week and we will actually dive right into the Forge of Fury adventure. It's just got started, and I can't wait to see how this one goes, because this one has a lot more role play involved in it than the Sunless Citadel did. That being said, tune in tomorrow night. I believe 8 Central, 9 Eastern. I'm not entirely sure. Somewhere around there. For the brand new Dragon Heist game. Like I said, five of the current players finished that module up with Duff. What was it, about a month or two ago?
Like 2 or 3.
It's
Yeah,
more
2 or
than
3.
that.
It was
Yeah,
pre
that's
COVID.
Yeah, it was
pre-COVID.
That's right. That's right, because we
Because
we
the
had to
whole
wait.
Gary Con.
Yeah, we had to wait until after Gary
Yeah.
Con before we started. That's right. I remember now. Man, that was a
Oh, wow.
nightmare of a time. But
A
yeah,
time.
yeah, it was a time. But anyway,
Time to be
I'm going to go
live.
ahead and cue the outro video, and we will see you guys next week. Good night, everybody.
See you guys.
Goodbye.
Good night.
See y'all.